Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. Today is June 9th, 2025, and I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. Follow me on X/Twitter and all that good stuff. And I am glad to be back with you guys today to present to you another special episode of the All Rookie Podcast. Today we're going to discuss the top international prospects in the 2025 NBA Draft. This is always one of my most popular episodes. I guess I have a lot of international fans, and I appreciate you guys so much. So let's get straight to it like there's nothing to it. The top 15 prospects. And this year is different than most before I get started. Normally I have 7 to 10 prospects in every class that are worth discussing, and sometimes it's hard to get to 10. But this year I narrowed it down to 15, but I'm going to have three honorable mention players because this draft is really loaded with international prospects, even though the first one is not technically in the lottery. And another outlier, I'm going to say, if they went to college in America, I do not have them on the list. So that leaves out guys like Kasparis, um, Yakachunas, Igor Dimin, Kama Malawak. We know they are international prospects, but they went to a American college. So I'm just talking strictly international players that played overseas in this list. All right. So, like I said, without any further ado, let's get straight to it like it's nothing to it. First on my list is Hansen Yang from China, the 7'2" big man, 19 years old, averaged a double-double in China, 16 points, 10 boards, and 2 blocks, with even 4 assists. And now Hansen Yang is a very talented, intriguing prospect, and he's rising up draft boards left and right. I have him ranked 24th right now, but he can move very well for his size, has post moves, obviously can block shots like a demon out there. He should not fall past the first round. It would be insane if he did, especially in this class with a lot of guys that dropped out that were in consideration for the first round. But Hansen has a very nice post game variety of moves, nice mid range shot, and he is the best international prospect in this class that did not play in America. All right, remember that before y'all come at me. Second on my list, Bogojob Markovic, the 6'11" big man from Serbia, 20 years old, averaged 14 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and is a 37% three-point shooter. That's exceptional for a big man. He's a great shooting big, can run the floor well, mainly because he's not oversized. He's kind of skinny, but he's well worth the first round pick, in my opinion. He can drive by his man, get to the paint. So he's not just in the paint. He can play on the perimeter and the interior. So when you see a 6'11" guy driving by you like a small forward, that's always something that will catch your eye. He has to work on his defense, but Bogojob is my second best international prospect in this class, and I have him as a first rounder. Third on my list, Nolan Traore, the 6'4" guard, uh, French guard, averaged 12 points, 2 boards, 4.5 assists, zero point 0.7 steals, 28% from three. Now, he's a lottery pick in most people's opinion. To me, he's the third best international prospect, and I have him ranked at the end of the first round. But he's a good, crafty point guard, good shooter. He needs to get those percentages up, but he has a nice handle. Stays calm under pressure. Needs to be better at shooting. Obviously, 28% from three is not going to cut it. But he does make the game look easy at times, has good form on his shot. He just needs to knock them down. And those assists are tantalizing. So you love that. You love his size. To me, he's someone that you're going to take a dart throw on. I wouldn't take him in my lottery because he's not a sure thing at all. But Nolan Traore, number 3 on my list. Now, number 4 on my list, Jean Beringer, the 6'11" big man from France, 18 years old. Uh, Low statistical numbers because they don't play much internationally at times when you're very young. Like I said, 18 years old. And if you want to picture his game, picture a Jackson Hayes, Jericho Sims type of big, athletic, jumpy center, and skinny as well. But 6'11", 230. And that There are guys skinnier than that, but he looks skinny out there. But, he moves fast up and down the court, and that works for some teams, but for some other teams, it does not. And the league is leaning toward guys that can shoot and do something offensively. So when you have a guy like Joan Behringer, that's more of a rim runner, lob threat, I don't think he is a full-time player. Um, he could be situational. And with that being said, I don't think you can take someone like that in the lottery. Just my opinion. He's my fourth ranked international prospect, and he is 30th on my overall ranking list because if he does hit, that will be great. He can play a Derek Lively type of role, but it could go either way. And he's not ready yet. So he needs some developing. Now, next on my list, number 5, Noah Esingwe, the 6'8" forward. He's 18 years old, averaged 10 points, 5 boards, zero point 0.6 blocks, only 27% from three. Now, he's very long and rangy, nice fadeaway, great leaping ability. But in my opinion, he's a project. He plays well in international games, but he does need polish and refinement to play in the NBA. He also needs to feel into his body. He's 6'8", 200 pounds. And he's going to have to become a better shooter. He's not there yet, but he has the potential, has a good shot, just needs to improve. He doesn't really create for himself. He just cuts and spots up for baskets for the most parts and gets lobs and putbacks. So to me, that's a developmental role player. If he hits, he can be a vital starting small forward for a team for a long time. He has the wingspan, he has the length. Those things are ridiculous and very alarming in a good way. Alarming is not the word I'm looking for, but um, very good. Let's just say that. But along with being 18-year-old, that's what GMs dream of, that potential. So for me, he's my 31st ranked prospect, but I could not have him in the first round. Like some guys have him in the top 10, Noah Esingwe, and that's as high praise. He could get there, but he's not there right now at all. So that's super potential. But he's number 5 on my list. If we're just ranking off skill, talent, Noah Esingwe. So I know y'all are gonna get on me about that one. Leave it in the comments. I would love to hear them. But I don't just go by what ESPN or Tankathon says. I go by the film. There you have it. Number 6 on my list, Neoclis Avdalis, the 6'8" forward from Greece. He's 19 years old, 8 points, 3 boards per game, shot 36% from three. Now, Neoclis has a nice three-pointer, can handle the ball pretty well. He's not just a spot-up shooter. He can get to the lane or use a screen and pull up for the three. Very good one-on-one player, especially scoring the ball. But if he has space in the pick and roll game, he can be very effective as well. I would love to see what he can do with more playing time because he only played at 18 minutes per game. And I would love to see him against American competition. But he has a lot of nice tools that would allow him to be successful in the NBA. Fit will be the key for Neoclis Avdalis, but he is my 6th ranked international prospect. Now, Rocco Zikarsky, the 7'4", you heard me right, 7'4", big man from Australia, 19 years old, only averaged 5 points, 3 boards, 1 block per game. Not good, right? But he only played 12 minutes per game. So Rocco is a humongous individual, great offensive rebounder, obviously can get great position when backing his man down because he's 260 pounds. A lot of these guys are 210, 220, 230. He's 260 and 7'4". Good rim protector. Um, at times he'll get blown by, but he can still make up for it with his length and his height. I mean, he's got that humongous, probably 10-foot wingspan. Like he's probably touching the rim standing up at 7'4", but he'll need to develop a little bit more before he gets consistent minutes in America. But he's a great flyer for a team. Like I would have him ranked 41st, and I would not mind if someone took him in the first round because of that potential. Being 7'4", being able to do all this is not something you see every day. Um, you know, He's not really going to create for himself, but he does have soft touch in the paint. So we saw what happened with Zach Edey this year. He had some bright spots. So Rocco is no reason he couldn't have those same bright spots. Um, but it's just going to take some time to get accustomed to playing over here because he does have a left hand hook. Um, Gets great position, and it's going to be hard to stop because of his height and size, and it's going to be a paint protector. But how will it translate in America? That's the only question, really. So, number 8, Lachlan Olbrich, 6'10", forward slash center from Australia, 21 years old, average 11 and 6, shot 29% from three. He moves like a 6'7" forward. He's 6'10". So that's great. He has nice touch. He's a very heady player, plays well in the pick and roll. Needs to get that 3% increased, but he can shoot the ball. He has some nice solid moves in the post, crafty, just needs to get stronger. And he's 235, but still, he played. You could see the weakness in his strength. And when you come to America and get with the trainers here, you will get stronger. Um, and once he's stronger, he'll be able to be more effective in the post. I just love his size and how he moves. That alone is special. And when you can see what he can do already, with that being coached up, he could be something special. He mainly finishes in the lane with layups and hook shots, but he's still athletic enough that he will dunk in transition or if he has an open path, but that just goes along with the strength and, you know, being accustomed to the NBA game. But Lachlan Olbrich, a name you may not have heard, very talented young man, number 8 on my list. Number 9, a player I like a lot, Ben Henschel. Ben Henschel, the 6'5" guard from Australia, 10 points, 3 boards, 2.5 assists, and shot 36% from three. Now, Ben is a super fast guard, has a great floater, really good shooter in transition and in the half court. I'm not sure he's 6'5", but he's a good three-point shooter and he has a lot of game. He can play the one or the two. If he's a one, then he could be special, but that height on him because he's not just a guy. It's a lot of guys that are international point guards that are tall, that are just like playing a Rajon Rondo type of role. But Ben Henschel is more like an American point guard. Can shoot, can shoot the three. I love his athleticism. I love his work ethic. He can get to where he wants, when he wants, and he can get the shot or pass it up to the open man. So Ben Henschel is a great prospect. And really, what he's shown a lot more than some of these other guys ahead of him. But the other guys ahead of him have the higher rankings because of potential. But I wouldn't be surprised if you told me Ben Henschel was top 5 on this list by the end of the day. You know what I mean? I really, really like his game. Number 46, my 46 ranked prospect, but number 10 on the international list is Michael Ruzic, the 7-foot center from Spain, 19 years old. And once again, these low stats, 3 points, 1.6 boards in 12 minutes per game. But Michael Ruzic has a very smooth floater. He's a very smooth 7-foot big man, which you don't see every day. It's hard to believe. He shoots threes, moves very well out there. He can hit the mid-range J very well, including fadeaways. Solid spot-up three-point shooter, and he's most definitely not your regular 7-foot big man. He's a good pick and roll player and cutter to the rim and gets good position without the ball. He may need to, it's not may, he definitely needs to gain some weight to have a post game in the NBA. If I didn't say it, 7 foot, 220 pounds. And we just talked about Rocco Zikarsky, 7 foot 4, 260 pounds. So you can't be going against guys 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than you in the paint for the most part. But that's not going to happen every day. But Michael Ruzic is a player that has some skill. You know, he shot 24% from three, but he can shoot the ball, and that's good for a center. So he is a very intriguing prospect. It's a lot of these guys. It's just they didn't play much internationally. You're seeing what they can be, and we need to see them come over here. It may take a year or two. Some of them may stay overseas before they come over here. We don't know for sure, but we will see. Number 11 on my list, Ben Saraf, the 6'5" guard, averaged 12 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. His height at point guard is what makes him stand out. He's a solid point guard with a nice mid-range game. I didn't see anything special with him, I think it will depend on his draft capital if it works out. But to me, it seems like he's a bench player at best. Um, he has a nice shot, including 3-point shots, but his percentage is still not good enough. So his assists are not standing out. His shooting is not standing out. His height and dribbling ability is the only thing that's really intriguing. So he's gonna have to up the other things. I could very well see him staying overseas, but I believe ESPN has him ranked as a first rounder, and I just don't see that from Ben Saraf. We will see. Next, Hugo Gonzalez, who's number 12 on my list. He's my 58th ranked prospect. And if I didn't say Ben Saraf was my 50th ranked prospect, but Hugo Gonzalez, 6'6", 210 pounds from Real Madrid, Spain, 19 years old, 11.6 boards, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. Now, Hugo is a bouncy guard and can blow by his defender or score and get to the paint. Great cutter. He plays at his own pace out there, never rushed. He'll be a great 3-point shooter. He needs to be a great 3-point shooter to see the court in the NBA. He only shot 27% at Real Madrid. So otherwise, he's kind of a stash player that may stay overseas or take a few years to produce. He does have a really good shot and nice form, so he could become a knockdown shooter, but we have to see it come to fruition. So Hugo Gonzalez, 58 on my list overall, 12 on my international list. 13 on my international list is Noah Penda, the 6'8" forward, averaged 10.6 boards, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, 1 block per game. Noah shoots the ball pretty slow out there, has a very slow shot, moves like a big post player, and he's 6'8". I honestly hate the way he moves. He's not fluid at all. I don't see him playing in the NBA. He will either stay overseas or be stuck in the G League. But he shoots a good percentage, but like I said, it's a slow release. If he was 7 foot, it would be different. But his expertise is defense. If he makes it, it'll be because of defense. He moves his feet very well. Great shot contester. Even moves his feet at an elite level on the perimeter, can guard multiple positions and break up plays defensively all over the court. And the only issue with that is he's playing against international prospects. Can he do that against American NBA players? We will see. But Noah Penda has the size, the hustle, the defensive capabilities to be draftable. Have him right at the end of the draft, 59th. Someone could take a shot on him. We will see. 20 years old, and he can get better, but he's gonna have to move a lot better for me to like him even more than that. Now, number 14, Alex Tuhey, Toohey, Tuhey, 6'9" from Sydney, Australia, 21 years old, 11 points, 4 boards, 1.5 steals, and 1 block per game. And he shot 34% from three. Alex can put the ball on the floor, hit the step back. He's a really good shooter. Can get to the paint, hit the fadeaway or mid-range J. Can bring the ball up the court and take it all the way to the rack. He doesn't have a great jumper, but he also cannot really get off the ground. I don't like that. So he's solid, but I don't really see him doing much in the pros. But guys are going to love that size and potential and what he can do by putting the ball on the floor. So we will see. Have him ranked around 60th right now. And as you see, it's getting really shallow. But I wanted to give these guys some attention, some shout outs, because the rankings are all over the place. Some of these major networks have these guys as first and second rounders. So, but for me, borderline right now. And number 15 on my list, Dink Pate. That may not be how you say that, but it's spelled Dink Pate, Dink Pate. It's probably Dink Pate. But 6'7" guard slash forward from Mexico City. He was in the G League last year with the Ignite, but they canceled that, shut down the G League Ignite. So he's in Mexico City this year. 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. The Dink is a spot up shooter and slasher to the rim. He seems like a young prospect that you stash and see if he can become something. I don't think he's ready yet, but he shows flashes, has a solid handle, and needs to keep improving on shooting. He's worth a late flyer, just not ready yet. If he can consistently hit the baseline jumper he will be okay. And most guys from the G League Ignite, that tells you right there when they're on that team, they're talented. He's just gonna have to keep putting it together. Now, I have some honorable mention, guys. I'm gonna hit on real quick, then I'll recap the list for you. But number 16, Elijah Ninjaye. He's from Real Madrid. I really liked his tape. Right now, I have him like 62nd on my list, but I may be moving him up. Eli has good size. He's an athletic forward, has a nice shot. Really good shot blocker as well. He's a solid shooter. He can be something with a year or two of development in the G League. He can follow the Pascal Siakam trajectory. He's got the same high size, height, capabilities out there as Pascal Siakam. There's no reason why he can't do that. So I just saw his tape recently, and I think I'm gonna keep moving him up on the list. And I think he deserves to be drafted or signed the minute the draft is over, for someone to get him in their developmental program. That was Elijah Ndiaye. Next, Izan Almanza. I have him ranked 67th, the 6'10", forward from Perth, 20 years old. Pretty raw athlete, great runner, pretty much a catch and finish guy. Has an ugly floater. He can play in the post a little bit, but basically has one move. He tries to contest very well without jumping, but he's just a solid player. Overall, he needs a year or two of polish, but he could be worth the late dart throw. We shall see. And last on my list, Mohamed Faye, 6'10", big man from Italy. He played with Italy. He's from Senegal, 20 years old, averaged 9.7 boards. He is a lob threat, has a baby hook shot. He's good in the pick and roll, good rebounder, but will need time to get polished out there. So that's my international list. Let me go through 1 through 15 real quick for the recap. Number 1 was Hanson Yang. 2, Bogojo Markovic. 3, Nolan Traore. 4, Joan Behringer. 5, Noah Esengwe. 6, Neoclis Avdalis. 7, Rocco Zikarsky. 8, Lachlan Olbrich. 9, Ben Henschel. 10, Michael Ruzick. 11, Ben Saraf. 12, Hugo Gonzalez. 13, Noah Pinda. 14, Alex Tuhey. And 15, Dink Pate. Those honorable mention again, Elijah Ndiaye, Izan Imanza, and Muhammad Faye. So let me know if you hated my list, hated my order, loved my order. I introduced you to some guys you may not have heard. Um, I love all your feedback. Appreciate it. Your comments, your likes, your rating and reviews on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Pod, all that good stuff. No, but thank you all so much for listening to the All Rookie Podcast. It's midnight, so I'm getting out of here. Till next time, peace.